And away we go. It is the aftermath. Brought to you by Galactic Fried Chicken right here on BearcatJournal.com. It's a victory celebration for the Bearcats. And they take this one 38-30 over Iowa State. We got a lot to get to. But first, go see our good friends at Galactic Fried Chicken. They're located in Dayton, Kentucky. They're right by the levee. They're like 3 minutes from the levee. So it's not the jaunt into northern Kentucky that maybe you might think. But they have great chicken. Chicken tenders, chicken dunkers, fried chicken, you name it. Galactic Fried Chicken does it better than just about anyone in greater Cincinnati. I think they're the best. They finished number 2, but I think they're number 1. So go see Shane. Go see the folks at Galactic. They will get you taken care of. And ask for the Galactic sauce. It'll get you a bottle. That's good stuff. All right, let's get this show on the road, Aaron. It is a big win for the Bearcats as they take down Iowa. They outlast Iowa State 38-30. We talked about it. You were going to have to kill Iowa State. Like, they're not going to roll over. They're going to play hard. And they're going to put themselves in position to win the game. You have to go out and beat them. Cincinnati did that in Nippert Stadium today. The officiating was bad. I don't need to go on another rant like I did last week. Oh, Ed, you have no idea. I was gonna do this show without the hat, Aaron.
Oh no. Two-tone.
I don't feel it. Like, I don't feel it. But I sat down and I turned the camera on and I went, oh boy. Ched got some sun today. But I don't need to go on a rant about the officials. You don't have to do that after back-to-back wins. It wasn't good. But what can you do? Wins are wins.
Go out and win.
Right? That we'll sit here and complain about officials when you lose. They cost us the game. They have not cost Cincinnati these 2 games. I just cracked one open. One open.
Hey.
Little Cincy light for the celebration. I waited until 8:30 to get this one, get it started. So let's do it, Aaron. Take it away. Bearcats win 38-30.
This was a tale of 2 halves, right? I mean, the first half, you could not be stopped if your name was Brendan Sorsby and this offense. They scored on every single drive. Thank you, Hunter, for the donation. We appreciate you. He says, once again, the rest can't stop us. The clones can't stop us. We're putting the Big 12 on notice, baby. Damn right. But yeah, they couldn't be stopped. It was a fantastic first half. Long drives, short drives, you name it. They did it. The longest in the first half was 80, ending in a touchdown. The two of them in 80 yards, by the way. The shortest one was 55. It was a fantastic first half. You end up 31. Should have been 31-7. Should have been 31-7.
Could have been.
But in classic Scott Satterfield fashion, you mess around and end up getting scored on at the end of the half. And
I'm not putting that one on Satterfield. He did not get scored on at the end of the half.
Regardless, it happened. You got scored on.
It did not. I refuse to acknowledge it.
You got the bookends, both at the end of the half and at the beginning of the half.
That was the problem, though, right? Like, you knew if they got in to end the half that they were going to come right back out to start the half and make this a game. There's no question about it, Aaron. That's why it was so big that McDoom makes the play, gets the pick, and just an absolute insane pass interference. Insane pass interference call. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, Vegas calls in a favor, and they Vegas called in a favor and they took care of things. And unfortunately for Vegas, the Bearcats did cover the spread. That I thought they were gonna. I looked at you in the fourth quarter. And I said they score here and get the 2, and all of a sudden that 1.5 isn't so friendly.
Yeah.
But Hunter brings it up in the chat here. My favorite team wins this game for Cincinnati, in my opinion. Special teams was magnificent today. They were really every good. Bit special. They did
even
everything asked of them.
Max didn't have a great day. He shanked 2 punts. Like, he didn't have a great day.
But when it counted.
Yeah, he got the one that counted.
When it counted, he went 60 yards on the punt, pins them at the 1-ish.
And they punted.
It was from the back of the end zone. Yeah.
No, I mean, they punted on that drive. They had really no interest. They ran a quarterback sneak, a halfback dive, and then just chucked it down the field, hoping to get a pass interference. Those were their 3 plays after Fletch pinned them on the 1.
Logan Wilson was great on special teams today. He had 3 returns for 93 yards. Rusnick does what Rusnick needs to and makes all of his field goals. He's made, I believe they said when he made his field goal today, that's 18 straight going back to last season. Obviously some of those not with Cincinnati, but he is damn near automatic at this point. I don't know. The run game looked fantastic today as they go 34 for 260, an average of 7.6. At one point, they were averaging 12 yards per carry. I believe that was in the first half, maybe early in the second half. So that was a lot of fun. Evan Pryor, 10 for 111, 2 touchdowns. Tybee Walker made a name for himself nationally today. Everyone on Twitter was talking about him. He is a living boomstick, truck stick. Call it what I don't know what Madden's calling it at this point. They've called it both, but maybe boomstick's defense. I think it's truck stick. But Sorsby, he did what needed done. Not a great day passing. That Goody pass was open literally all day on almost every time he ran a post or a post corner, it was there all day.
So I wonder how much he missed him
twice. He missed him
once where he underthrew a little bit. Wasn't a post. I think they call that a cross country, where he literally is just coming all the way across the top of the defense.
Just running all day.
Yeah, just running. And Sorsby underthrew him a little bit on that one. If he had gotten it out a couple more yards, I think Goody could have got to it. And then overthrew him on one, which is the first time he's been able to overthrow Goody since Goody got here. So I don't know if
he hits him.
Then he hit him. Then they they recalibrated. They went back to the schematics and they figured it out and hit him. It wasn't right in stride, but it was good enough. And Goody is real fast, so he outran everybody else.
But like I said, that was there literally all day. I'm curious to see if that's there pretty much the rest of the season, because if so, that's a cheat code.
Yeah, I mean, granted, their two best corners were out. They were down a couple other DBs. Like, they were, and that's, Sat talked about it post-game. We saw it and knew, like, he was going to be able to run faster than that other guy, basically.
All day?
Yeah.
I mean, I was just watching from the press box, watching him on almost every play. I leaned over and told some of the other guys sitting by me, like, Goody is there all day. Yeah. And then I come down to the field with you in the fourth quarter and got to see it happen right in front of us. So it was good to see. Huge win though. This is, I think this win by Scott Satterfield in the program, some much due credit from the fans. Yeah. I think that this is what we've been talking about now for a while, where if you start winning, A, it fixes everything, as we know, and B, like, you get buy-in. I think right now, I know I see in the chat. I'm not saying this is from GMAC. I'm not saying anything bad about Satterfield until Tuesday. Then I'll complain about the shot down the field on 4th and 3 and the victory formation kneel when you still need a first down. Look, I'm not saying anything bad about Scott Satterfield until he loses again. Right now, he's earned plenty of credit. Hattie, Saddy, Daddy,
Kansas.
Hattie, Saddy, Daddy, whatever you want to call him, it doesn't matter.
Sat in the hat.
Call him what you want. Right now,
sat in the hat.
I saw when we were standing there waiting to go up to the presser, he was saying they moved the celebration locker room down to the field locker room.
And then they put us where the
And he sat at the door. I don't know if you noticed this. He sat at the door and just hugged everybody, dapped everybody. The videos come out from when he was in there and told everybody how much this win meant, how much this game was to him, and that every game is going to be harder until you lose. So then he told everybody he loved them. And I think that we heard Dante today. I don't know that I've ever heard Dante speak so reverently about him. He's said good things about Satterfield in the past, but today it was almost a relief to Dante, in my opinion.
Man, look,
Aaron, all the hard work finally is paying off. All the losses, all the shit you went through is finally paying off.
Yeah, like when that guy was a red shirt freshman, his red shirt freshman year, they went to the playoff and he sat and watched that. And look, Cincinnati fans, Bengal fans will probably get mad at this, but one of the guys I've always compared Burrow to, unfortunately, is Dan Marino. Dan Marino's second year in the NFL, much like Burrow's second year in the NFL, gets to the Super Bowl. And then Dan Marino never got back. But Marino's talked about this. Like, you take it for granted. You think because it happened right away, right? Like,
so you can go back every year. Yeah.
This is easy. Like, this is going to be a regular thing. Dante came in thinking this is going to be my career at Cincinnati. And his career has not been that for a multitude of reasons, none of which are at the feet of Dante Corleone. It's not a single thing that's happened. Big feet. Not a single thing that's happened in his 4 years is the fault of Dante Corleone's. But it means a lot to him. It means a lot to him. Could you hear that?
I know. The only thing I can hear, it sounded like the whistle from when Logan Wilson made that tackle is what it sounded like, because I heard nothing.
There are 3 of Kelsey's volleyball teammates upstairs in her room right now, and they just all screamed at the top of their lungs about something.
Nope, you got background noise blocked. I have made sure of it pretty much every time we do this, so no, we didn't hear any.
Okay,
good.
But yeah, like this means a lot to Dante. Like a lot, because he could have left. You know how much money Dante Corleone could have made in the transfer portal the past 2 years?
$1 billion.
Like, Cincinnati is compensating him well. Make no mistake. But he could have made a literal fuck ton of money the past 2 off seasons.
Yeah.
An actual fuck ton of money. And he has stayed here because it means something to him, right? Like, he couldn't, in his soul, leave and not get this back on track. He feels that's a personal responsibility. So yeah, he was emotional a little bit today. Like, to see the stadium like it was, hats off to the fan base today. Awesome.
Looked excellent.
They were bought in today.
Well, the stripe the stadium looked great.
But no, I didn't sit on the visitor side today. I did go over there for a little bit and sat on the bench.
It was
to see what was going on. No, I was okay. Sunburn joke. I did sneak over there for a little bit, Aaron, and sat on one of the benches while Rocco Becht was in the tent. I was doing some reconnaissance work.
No, you didn't.
I did. I swear to God, I did.
Are you kidding me?
Well, not on, like they have benches behind, like on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
And I went over there, and it was right outside the pop-up tent, the medical tent. And I went over there, and I sat and just like kicked my leg up, and I was on my phone, just waiting to see what happened. And then Rocco Becht sprinted out of the tent back onto the field.
Well, he said he felt like crap after. He said he felt like crap after Simeon Coleman laid the wood on him. My goodness.
Yeah. But yeah, man, like I'm happy for Dante because this means more to him than anybody. I get, like, there's not a fan, there's not a administrator, there's nobody that cares about this the way that kid does. So this is like redemption. This is, it means more to him than anybody could imagine. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, that's Simeon Coleman ended Beck's life. Yeah, Chad, while you were over there, they were actually administering the sticks to him. Clear.
I couldn't believe he came running out of there like he did. I thought for sure they were going to take his helmet. For sure, I thought they were going to take his helmet.
I wonder if he actually tested through concussion protocol or not. Like
it was one play. It was one play. He sat out. How could you take him through all of concussion protocol? What did they? What's your name?
Above my pay grade.
Rocco. Okay, you're good. Get him back out there.
Crazy.
It was wild, but yeah, power to him. He's a gamer. We talked about that all week. The dude is tough as nails. He is an absolute gamer.
Yep. Obviously, 13 penalties for 128. You got to figure out a way to clean that up. There were some legitimate calls. Even talking to some people who watched the game, there were some legitimate calls. The illegal men down the field apparently was legit.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I don't know.
I mean, the one on Ormani Arnold was probably by the letter of the law pass interference. Like, he was there early. I don't love that call in that situation, but by the rule, he was probably there a little bit. The pass interference on Matthew McDoom is historically bad. Historically bad. What am I missing? It's in my brain.
The Logan Wilson tackle.
Yeah, the Logan Wilson. I mean, come on, whatever. But they waived that off, right? They rescinded that.
I don't know. I didn't think they did.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, Hunter. The illegal block on Buford when he just
chop block.
Fell.
The chop block.
And he didn't touch anybody. He didn't touch anybody. He just fell down. That's illegal now? Oh, the Logan Wilson one. I'm sorry. There's no way. If there was a whistle blown, there's no way Logan Wilson heard it.
We didn't hear it. And we were down on the field.
I was standing right field level. There was no whistle.
Well,
and the receiver was still running.
Also, if you're the referee who blew your whistle, aren't you supposed to run onto the field waving your arms and blowing the play dead? No one did that. I didn't see anybody do that. Especially if you're calling it no more forward progress.
That's the thing. You have to, like, if you're standing right there, you have to signal to the defender, stop.
No more forward progress.
Not happen. That did not happen.
So he got suplexed on WWE Day.
But he didn't. He tackled him. It wasn't, if he would have given him a real, like, back body drop, I would understand the penalty. You're not allowed to do that.
There was nothing else he could have done.
Yeah, it's traditional Big 12 teams that are getting the calls. But look, here's the thing, guys. Don't look too much into it. They're just bad. The officiating in this league is just bad. Like, I joke around about that from time to time. Like, league office sent in word, can't have the ranked team, the ranked undefeated team get blown out on the road. Gotta take care of that. I joke around about that some, but I just think they're bad. I just don't think they're very good at the job. We see it across multiple games every Saturday, how bad the officials are. And this is, Kevin, I did want to talk about this. Thank you for bringing it up. I don't know that I've ever heard Nippert that mad.
Not since I've been on the beat.
Remember the Seinfeld? Were you a Seinfeld guy?
I hate Seinfeld.
Okay. There was one where George was lying about being a ocean marine biologist, and there was a washed up whale, and it ended up Kramer killed the whale because he hit a golf ball into its blowhole, whatever. And the opening line is, the sea was angry that day. Nippert was angry today. They were at a fevered pitch. Like, I can tell you this, there was extra precaution going through the fourth quarter by the security detail that was assigned to get those refs in the van and on the road after the game.
Immediately.
I mean, I was like, y'all are lucky they're winning, because this could go real bad if they're not. That was an angry Nippert Stadium. BJ, what's up, man?
14's girlfriend had to have broken up.
I mean, Howie Walker's he's his legal guardian now.
That's as many times as he got run over by. It was what, 2-3 times that he got run over by Tawi.
Yeah,
it's almost as bad as the kid who got picked up in that viral high school clip that got picked up and carried into the end zone.
Yeah,
it was like that, man.
It happened twice, but one of them is it might end up being number one on SportsCenter top 10.
I think I saw a third one on the Twitter. I was driving, so may or may not have seen it, but I'm just saying.
Thank you. GMAC got it. GMAC got the Seinfeld reference. The sea was angry that day. Man, a lot to get to as we break this thing down, Aaron. Start out with just right away, right out of the gate. They go straight down the field. The running game dominates. Sorsby makes a couple throws, and they set the tone on drive one, Aaron. They set the tone on drive one.
Yeah. I mean, when you go and what was it? Total of 6 plays, 80 yards.
Yeah.
It was fun. You did exactly what you needed to do.
And we knew that was an Iowa State defense that was going to be trying to figure things out, right? Your 2 starting corners are out. You're down a rotational safety. Your backfield is decimated. You're already not a good run defense, but now you're trying to compensate for the back end of your defense being good against a team that just threw for 350 yards the week before. And Cincinnati said, we're going to give it to you both ways, man. We're going to run it. We're going to run it physically, and we're going to push the ball down the field. Like, I thought that was literally the perfect tone setter for this game, that, Iowa State wins the toss. They defer. Cincinnati gets the ball first, and just straight down the field, bang, 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 deal with it.
Yeah. And then from there, that sets your tone. And from there, you score on the next 4 drives. Field goal, touchdown, touchdown, touchdown.
Yeah, that second drive, they just missed a couple times. And
I think that was one of the Caleb Goody passes.
Yeah. Yeah, Matt Campbell's a great coach. Like we talked about at the beginning, Hunter. They're not gonna let you win. Like you are going to have to beat them. Have to. And Cincinnati did.
So what else you got?
I mean, we got all kinds of stuff. Like we're only 25 minutes in. You ready to get out of here already?
No. I'm wondering where else you want to take the conversation.
One of the big things for me, Aaron, one of my other main points on this one, the defense gave up some yards. They were definitely benefited by the fact that Iowa State was without their kicker. I mean, they just decided after that missed field goal, like we're just going for it on fourth down if we're across midfield. Like we're not turning this over to a kicker that we don't have any faith in. But 11 drives, Aaron, only 4 scoring drives. For this defense, that's outstanding. I mean, just absolutely outstanding to get off the field 7 times against a good offense. They're not great, but they're good. And
the only critique I have on that is you want them, you don't want them all to be touchdowns, right?
Of course not. But Aaron, we've watched this defense a couple times this year. 11 drives, you're talking more than 30 points.
Well, you also hold them to 4 of 7 on fourth down because they went for it 7 times on fourth, which that's absurd. If you add in the third downs, that makes it 8 for 23 on third and fourth down, and I think that's outstanding. That's the definition of this bend but don't break defense that they're trying to live up to.
Yeah, I mean they've done a good job keeping teams out of the end zone for the most part. But you force 3 punts, you get essentially 1 third down stop, and then 3 fourth down stops to go with that, or 4 fourth down, whatever it was, 3 fourth down stops.
4.
So yeah,
3.
You get off the field 3. It was
3.
3. They were 4 of 7.
Right.
You get off the field 7 times. Which look, I'll take that with this offense, Aaron. I'll take it pretty much every game. The defense only give up scores on 4 drives. I'll take my chances.
I guess you did force them into a field goal and they missed it. So
yeah, it's fair. But yeah, I mean that's that's what when people have talked about like the Bengals, like what does Joe Burrow need? He just needs the defense to get off the field a couple times, right? Like get off the field a couple times and give the offense a chance to do what the offense does, and you should be able to win more often than not. Don't need to be great. Don't need to be, you'd love them to be the 2021 defense, but they're not going to be. So get off the field. Give the offense as many opportunities as possible, and that's gonna go a long way.
But Iowa State's still at
10 minutes. Iowa State still had 10 minutes more possession.
I thought it was interesting that they kind of held, I guess you could call them your big 3 receivers between Joe Royer, Cyrus Allen, and Jeff Caldwell. They held them to 8 catches total. Royer only 4 for 20. Outside after that touchdown, I don't even recall him catching another pass after that touchdown. Cyrus Allen 3 for 22. Not a great day there. And Caldwell only 1 catch for 21. So between the 3 of them, 8 for 63 and a touchdown.
Yep. Iowa State's secondary is good. They're always going to be good, right? Like even they could put me and you out there. I'm pretty sure, Aaron, and they'd figure out a way to scheme it up. No,
sir.
I will say, I thought Cincinnati did a better job. They were closer to the receivers today, right? You can't get those pass interference calls and things of that nature, giving the type of cushion that they had been giving coming into this game. So I will at least give them credit. They, whatever in the scheme, they were closer to the receiver than they had been the past couple weeks.
There also wasn't any blown coverages that I can think of off the top of my head.
No, Logan Wilson didn't have his best day. And he got replaced with Ormani Arnold multiple times.
I just mean like against Kansas, you had how many deep balls that just went for touchdowns?
Well, that's because that Kansas offense schemed up guys running wide open with nobody in the general vicinity.
I guess that's my point, though, is you didn't have anybody, and Iowa State could have looked at that tape and tried to.
No, it doesn't work like that, man. No, that is Kansas offense. You might be able to put in a play or two, but in a week, you're not going to go, well, Kansas used this entire package of plays, and we're just going to take their offense. It doesn't work like that. You know that.
My point is that you still could have called plays where not all of it was just them beating the defense. We had blown coverages last week against Kansas.
You had blown coverages because Cincinnati had poor eye discipline on all the stuff Kansas does. Iowa State doesn't do that stuff. So my point is, Iowa State's not just going to change the entire function of their offense because it worked for Kansas the week before.
Well, you had guys falling down, though, at points last week. Like, you just cleaned some of that stuff up, I guess.
They did. They played better defense, but it was against an offense that doesn't spend the entire 60 minutes trying to fool you, right? Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they were better. They were in. I think it was a schematic difference. I think they brought. I tried to pay attention to it as much as I could. They didn't bail as much. There were some points that they played some soft zone that gave up those little the curl routes on the outside, where the cornerback is running backwards on the snap for some reason, and the opponent just takes the free 8, 9, 10 yards. There was a couple of those I didn't like, but overall, it looked like Cincinnati was playing their zone a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage outside. Instead of being, we talked about this, right? Instead of being 5, 6, 7, 8 yards off the line of scrimmage, there were more 4 or 5 yards off the line of scrimmage. Turns out you can guard a guy better like that, Aaron.
Yes.
Rocco Becht might be a tough dude, but he ain't much as a passer. Mixed several key short and intermediate throws, including on 4th down. Yeah, he was not able to make Cincinnati pay on some of that underneath stuff because of his arm. Like, that's what we've seen a lot of, Aaron. Those guys have been deadly accurate. Jalen Daniels and Timu Pat Mahomes and Drew Pine at Bowling Green. They were really accurate on that short and underneath stuff and made Cincinnati pay. Rocco Becht did miss probably 5 throws that were executed.
He threw it 48 times. He threw
it
48 times. You only completed 30 of them. That's still a shit ton of completions.
Yeah. But there were some key ones where he was not accurate. He did not put the ball where it needed to be on guys that were, for the most part, open. Fair enough. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you on that one. Like, he's a good quarterback, but he did miss a couple key throws.
Fair enough. Was my response. Yeah. Yes.
What else you got? What else you want to talk about? Anything?
Jake Golday being a freak of a human again.
Jake Golday is a freak of a human. 12 tackles, 2 interception opportunities that he the first one he was mad at. He thought he could have got his second hand up instead of tipping it and trying to like catch it himself. Second one he made a good read, jumped a route and didn't come up with it. But boy, imagine the type of hype he would be getting this week, Aaron, if he had 12 tackles, a sack, a pass breakup, a forced fumble, and 2 interceptions.
2 picks. Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd be looking at linebacker of the year.
I mean, he'd be
potentially
he'd be in the conversation for like
defensive player of the year
in the league. Who are the first team All-American linebackers? Jake Golday would have absolutely. He might still be in that conversation, but he would have absolutely been in that conversation had he gotten one or both of those picks today.
Doesn't show his total tackles. I want to say his total tackles.
Well,
he's
I mean, year?
For the season, I want to say he's over or close to 50 at this point.
Yeah, it's way up there. It's way up there. He's just an animal. Like he makes the right reads. He's in the right spot. Can we talk about the option play? We can talk about it. Tyree dropped the ball. It was there. He had a bunch of room if he caught the ball.
I didn't love the call to begin with.
Okay. You didn't love the call because it didn't work.
Well, it's not something that they run often as far as the
right. That's why you can catch a team off guard.
Well, it's also a dangerous play if you don't run it often enough to where you can execute it seamlessly.
I mean, it was right there. All he had to do was catch it. Just catch it. Catch the ball. And then it's a big play. Maybe a touchdown.
Well, it sounded like when I tried to make a joke in the presser with Evan Pryor, it sounded like Evan had cramps, and it sounded like it was supposed to be his play.
Probably was, which would you have felt better about the call then?
Probably. Wouldn't you?
No, I feel better about Tywee's hands than I do Evan's.
Agree to disagree.
You've been agreeing to disagree with me all night tonight.
Well, that's a little different than where we were at when we were making our predictions a week ago. So,
yeah, I mean, they caught him off guard with the play. Sorsby sucked the defense in because he runs it so much, and he made the perfect pitch. Like, it wasn't a bad pitch. Tyree just dropped it, just flat out dropped it. So I'm not mad about that play. It was meant to fool Iowa State. It did. Tyree dropped the ball. Shit happens sometimes. I feel like Royer should be doing more. I'd go watch, if you get a chance, go back and watch these games. They are bracketing Royer on almost every play. Like, defenses are not letting him get space, which is creating a lot of openings for everybody else. So while Royer's not getting the ball, he is impacting what the defense is doing drastically, especially on those, like, you know, the money downs. They are looking for Royer to be the, you know, the comfort blanket for Sorsby. It's opening things up for everybody else. Nice job getting out of that tackle today, taking it into the house. I'm not concerned about Royer at all.
Well, and how many yards did Sorsby have last year against this defense? 66 passing yards?
66 passing, 140 something.
But 66 passing yards. And this year he has over 3 times that against this defense. So he's learned something.
Completion percentage, not good enough for Brendon today, 52%. A lot of that was the second half. He just didn't. How many times have we talked about this with Sorsby, Aaron? He gets in a rhythm, and he is on fire.
Well, Scott talked about it too during his presser when he said that we did when you include halftime,
Yeah,
we
like
didn't
an
have.
hour and 26 minutes.
That's a long ass time to not touch the ball.
Yeah, that they took a bunch of time on that last drive, especially with the penalties and all the shenanigans, and then halftime, and then you come out and adversity. That's what I called it in the press conference. Adversity. Look at Chad making sure the coach doesn't get fined and still gets to say what he needs to say. It's well crafted. Ask the tough questions, Chad. I did today, guys. I asked about adversity.
Look at Chad talking third person.
But yeah, Royer's fine. He takes up a lot of attention. He did. The touchdown, fourth down keeper was outstanding. Great call. Sorsby sold the RPO really well, and then straight off the right side, Aaron could have ran through that hole.
Those kind of holes were there all. You could have driven an 18-wheeler through some of the holes
some of them. And that takes us to what we probably should have talked about earlier. Outstanding day from the offensive line. Outstanding day from the offensive line. They ran block well. They pass block well. They were excellent in pretty much every phase. There were a couple penalties, but in
early on,
yeah, and then
illegal man downfield.
Right? The 2 illegal men downfield. But in live action, when the ball was snapped, in the run game and in the pass game, the offensive line dominated Iowa State. They dominated Iowa State. There was a bunch of times Sorsby was back there just like, where do I want to go? I'm just going to stand here and do the Dak pregame routine.
Tap, tap.
Lots of time. So, yeah, I was a little critical of him last week because I thought the stuff that Kansas did really gave them problems. That wasn't to say that they played bad. It's to say that Kansas is a tough defensive line to scheme for, and they had a little bit of problem with it. This week, I thought they were outstanding. I thought they were really, really good this week. Yes, Hippo, the sea was angry that day, my friend. It was as angry as I've ever heard Nippert Stadium. 7 flags on 7 consecutive snaps. What are we doing? What are we doing?
Somebody watched the Bengals game and said, "Hold my beer."
Yeah. How many wins this season to convince you Sad is the guy? I don't know, Dominic. Let's let it play out. This is the fun part of doing this job. We get to let it play out. We get to evaluate, and we'll take it from there.
Not ready to crown. What does the guy mean? Does it mean the guy who's got us 4 out of 5
like
wins?
Long term. Because
we're 1 play away from being 5-0 right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
One errant shoulder thrown.
I got to get to a guy that I thought made a huge difference in the game today. Jalen Hunt, 6 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss. We have talked about Hunt making an impact a lot in the preseason or in the offseason into camp. He has been good so far this year, but he hasn't flashed on the stat sheet like he did today. That was his best game as a Bearcat by far. I thought he was a force today from that strong side end. This is what you've been wanting, the strong side end to get up the field and make plays. You've been begging for this, Aaron.
Well, and I think when you talk about 18 missed passes by Rocco Becht, who got rocked in his face, and I think that probably also played a part in it. But I don't think he was comfortable. He didn't look comfortable. Like, he didn't have. You talk about Brendan Sorsby having all day. Yes, Rocco Becht made a lot of passes, but he did not have all day. He was scrambling around. There was a lot of times where guys were getting a hand. He's evasive, far more evasive than I gave him any credit for. But he did not look comfortable back there. He was running for his life often.
You know what it also looked like, Aaron? It looked like Dante Corleone was back. Like, you know what I mean? Like, got to pay attention to the giant dude in the middle, or we're going to get destroyed. And then everybody else starts to feast a little bit. Hopefully that was a hint at what's to come down the road for this season. They named Rocco the impact player of the game today. Wow.
They had high hopes for how that game was going to end.
Right? It was 31-7 at one point.
They had high hopes.
Give him credit for fighting and keeping them in it, but it was 31-7, and Cincinnati scored on every drive in the first half. Come on. I think you could find a Bearcat to name impact player of the game.
Jalen Hunt.
Evan Pryor.
Jake Golday.
Caleb Goody. Kawhi Walker. Yeah. Somebody asked earlier, mentioned on the Walker, Wisconsin thing. I don't fault anybody for that one. Tywee was supposed to be out of eligibility. Like, his career was over, and they had guys behind him that they had planned on, okay, this is the next guy in line at running back. And then because of the Diego Pavia, the JUCO thing, Tywee got called as he was starting to get ready for the NFL draft. And they said, you got a waiver, you can play this year. So, I mean, yeah, I guess if you're Fick, you could have just said, you know what, screw it, we want him back. But they had already moved on in the locker room, and he just so happened to get an extra year. And look, thank goodness for the Bearcats they did, because they have been able to mitigate the loss of Corey Kiner and how much he meant to this offense with Tywee Walker. So, yeah. They overplayed Rocco's coming back from getting his bell rung. Here's what I'll say, Brian. I didn't think he was coming back. I probably would have been talking it up too, because I thought we might not see him until November. Like, he got smoked by
Wycliffe Jean. Wycliffe Jean gone till November.
Yeah, that gone till November, January, February, March, April, May. Like, exactly. What's concussion protocol in college? I was asking that myself, Dominic, because he was in the medical tent for one play and then came sprinting like a bat out of hell out of the tent to get back in the game.
They gave him the salts.
They gave him something. Cocaine. 5 o'clock free crack Friday. Like, whatever it was. Shot like a bat out of hell out of that the injury tent. The Cam Scataboo of quarterbacks. Yeah, I thought he was done for the day. I'm Rick James, Rich. I thought he was done for sure. Like I said, I went over there to their sideline and sat on a bench behind where the tent was, just to kind of wait and see like him walking out and somebody carrying his helmet for him, which is the indication that he will not be coming back the rest of the day. And I barely got over there and sat down, and he came sprinting back out onto the field. Yeah, Rocco's tough, man. Rocco's tough.
I just saw the picture. I just saw the picture of you.
Yeah. It's not my best angle. It's not my best angle. You know, some angles are better than others, Aaron. That was not a good one for me. Will we be ranked? I don't think so, Matt.
I think you certainly get votes. I think you're probably somewhere in the top 30. I think that it probably also depends on where Nebraska lands this week.
Yeah. I would like to say yes, but they weren't getting any,
we can't confirm. No votes.
No votes. So with no votes, it's tough to go from no votes to 25, 24. But look, you're going to get votes. You're going to be in the conversation. And you've got UCF at home, Oklahoma State on the road. You're 4-0 in the league and 6-1 on the season. You should be in the top 25. So it's just a matter of continuing to take care of business.
Brian,
Michigan State, nice.
I think if you dismantle and undress UCF at Nippert, then you might be able to get it in a week.
Maybe. I mean, UCF looks really good against Kansas right now. 2-0 in the Big 12, more important? Absolutely. Far more important right now than being ranked. Being ranked, great.
Rankings are stupid.
It doesn't – well, they're not stupid when it's the college football playoff rankings, right? Those are not stupid because those help determine the teams that get in.
We are weeks away from that.
Correct. So anything until then, window dressing at best. Wait, go.
UCF people, by the way, I just saw this comment. I want to put up $1 billion on UCF. Yeah, they're already talking shit about how insufferable we already are because they think we're back.
Yeah, Tyree Walker was never on scholarship at Oklahoma. He was a walk-on.
Thanks, Keegan.
Good tidbit, Keegs. No, I don't think they need to go 7-1 to be ranked. I think if you're 6-1, 4-0 in the Big 12, you're in the top 25. I would be surprised if they're not at that point.
I think if you're 5-1 and your only loss was one play from Nebraska, you're probably in the top 25.
Again, Aaron, I don't know how much of a hill to climb it is from no votes to in the top 25.
Well, beating a ranked team is a good start.
No, but if you're okay, let's say you're not in this week. You said if they blow out UCF, maybe, but that's probably not like a super realistic option. UCF defense is really good. Their offense outside of Miles Montgomery, who might put up 200. He's got 99 yards and 2 touchdowns against Kansas at halftime.
He might put up 200 next week.
I think the run defense has been fine. I don't think they've been great, but I think they've been fine. I just don't know that Central Florida would get you in. And I guess maybe the argument against me is then why would Oklahoma State get you in? But I just think at that point it's a numbers game.
You're piling numbers at that point.
But we know how the polls work, Aaron. That's why we hate the polls, right? People have to lose before they let anybody rise. And that's not how rankings should work.
Well, there's been plenty of losses.
To teams that are in that 20 to 25 range, though, I guess is where I see you have to make a move. Because they do, if they rated you high early, then you're staying there until you lose your way out of it. Cincinnati's got to win their way in it, and it'll take a little bit of time.
Well, Florida State is losing right now.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt lost.
Who's better, Penn State or Cincinnati? Is James Franklin still coaching Penn State? Because if he is, I'll take the Bearcats.
That's why I laughed about them being number 2 in the preseason
Right.
polls.
Yeah.
Why preseason polls are stupid.
we have always agreed on that, my friend. We have always agreed on that. Anything you want to get to before we get out of here?
Well, this was, I know you put it on Twitter today, but this was definitely our highest watched aftermath. We are flirting with 800 of you knuckleheads watching us, so I certainly appreciate that.
I broadened our horizons tonight and put it on Twitter tonight.
Since
it was a big win. Yeah, it's a big win.
Literally what I said.
So I thought it was worthy of all the extra exposure this evening.
Oh, let's talk about this. People, I know some people are upset that people stormed the field. I am of the mindset that I am not upset that they stormed the field. I believe the guy who was on the host who was with Champ Bailey and with Victor Cruz and Takeo Spikes last week. The host said, as a non-football guy, we love seeing fans rush the field, have fun. You're in college. That's kind of what this game is all about. I have zero issue. You beat a ranked team. You were unranked. It's probably your biggest home win in this conference. Granted, you beat Arizona State last year. It's not UCF. It's not Houston. It was ranked Iowa State, who's had your number these last couple of years. I think it was the first field rush. Yeah, I think Dominic, I think you're right. The first one since 2021 when you won the AAC championship.
Yeah, the Houston game.
Yeah. I have zero issue with rushing the field. I don't understand. I know I often play the part of angry old man yelling at cloud. Today is not that day. Rush the field, have fun, enjoy it.
They're college kids, man. Like, you didn't have fun when you were in college. Like, don't be the angry 50-year-old on your couch yelling about college kids having fun. It's a bad look, Aaron. It's a bad look. Like, these kids have been through a lot. They came to UC thinking they were going to get playoff football, right? They got 1 year under Luke Fickell. Like, if you're a senior, you got 1 year under Luke Fickell. What wasn't a great year. And then 4-8, or 3-9, and then 5-7. They have not had a great run of things, these seniors, and the kids below them, even less than that.
Well,
now,
how many?
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, how many kids are from smaller, not Power 4 programs that have never seen a win like this, a field, a crowd like this, where you storm the field and now you have hundreds of people just around you celebrating you. Caleb Goody said he got hoisted in the air and he never thought that would ever happen. Like, I don't know. I think it was a good thing.
Here's the other thing. I don't think the students were going to storm the field until they started moving those barricades.
I think that's part of the plan, though. I talked to somebody on the field, and
correct,
a staff member who says that you have to follow the plan to its T, or that's when you get fined. And so I think that was all part of the plan. If it wasn't, it was probably smart.
Here's what I will say. I was right there, okay? They had to ask me to move so they could take they put a line of barriers up right underneath, basically underneath the goalpost for advertising purposes, but they blocked the students from the field.
You were blocking Venmo.
Yeah. And with about 5 minutes left, the police force came in and took those barricades and moved them all. And at that point in time, the students were still like normally dispersed in the student section. And Aaron, within 30 seconds of them moving those barricades, you could see them all like, oh, we're doing this today. And then they did. So I don't think it was anything crazy. I think it was kids having fun. I think it was a big win. They came here for big wins and they haven't had any. You can't be upset about the atmosphere in Nippert and the students not doing their part.
Well, they didn't leave.
And then get mad when they do.
They didn't leave, and hat tip to the student body for actually sticking around for the game. I know they were on the mic begging the students like, hey, don't leave today. We want you to stick around, stay around. So I thought that was good on the students.
The Universe Galaxy, we do not let people join the program and bring up different topics. Aaron and I are the program. Aaron and I create the topics, and then occasionally, if you'd like to contribute in the chat, we will talk about it then.
Now, if you pay for a comment, then we will read your comment without question.
Yeah. You want to donate $20? I will read your comment first every time, Universe Galaxy.
Yeah, I stopped my entire monologue early on for Hunter's comment.
But yeah, like I do think, I don't think they would have stormed the field if those barriers were still there. I think they would have looked at it and said, oh man, that's going to be a real pain in the ass. I'm not going to do it. And then they moved the barriers. Well, and they were all like, let's fucking go.
I think that's probably part of the plan, though, is thanks, Hunter. I'll read it. It says, read it, Aaron. You're welcome. Appreciate your dollars. I think you have to move those barriers, though, because if you don't and people try to jump them, they would have collapsed. People would have gotten injured. I mean, I believe it was it you who saw somebody during the Houston game when they rushed the field jump off the cut-ins?
Yeah, and destroyed his fucking leg. I think it was a torn Achilles. I think the guy tore his Achilles.
Probably. People are nuts. That is a drop.
It's a long drop.
It is
drop.
Deceivingly tall.
Right?
Deceptively tall. I don't know, whatever the word is.
Like I have some friends that sit in the cutouts, like in first row of the cutouts, and I'll go over and like dap them up, and it is like they have to lean all the way over, and I gotta like hop. Like it
Someone's
is not
holding a leg to make sure they don't fall.
It is not a short little fall from the top of those divots. But anyhow, thanks everybody for tuning in.
You guys are
let's
crazy.
keep doing this, Aaron. Let's keep therapy sessions are out. Winning shows are in.
For it.
All right, guys. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We will Dave and Jeff tomorrow, 9 a.m. for the aftermath. And then me, Aaron, Brent, and Royer Monday night. Maybe even a special guest. We'll see how it goes. That's the aftermath. Bearcats win 38-30. Brought to you by Galactic Fried Chicken, live from the Cincy Light Studios, right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya!